So we now take up question number 4. Question number 4 of ICSE Specimen Paper released by the Council for the year 2026. Now the question has got again 4 parts, 10 marks each. So you have to select any, you have to do any 4 questions. So third we have solved, we come to fourth. Now it says first part, name the main metal that is present in the following. Now the main metal, dura-aluminium, is actually made up of aluminium and copper. Here aluminium is around 91 to 95%. Okay. Rest is copper. So main is what? Aluminium. So here your answer should be aluminium. Then we talk about brass. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Copper is almost 60 to 70%, right? The rest is zinc. So here again you have to give answer copper, right? Now next we move on to question, give a balanced chemical equation. Now here you have to give a balanced equation. It says you have to prepare hydrochloric acid using less volatile. Now which two acids are less volatile? Sulfuric acid and nitric acid. So what we prefer, what? Sulfuric acid. So we are going to take sulfuric acid, and to prepare hydrochloric acid we need to take chloride salt. So what do? We take sodium chloride, treat this with concentrated sulfuric acid, right? And on heating, now the heating should be less than 200 degrees centigrade, right? Because if we heat above 200 degrees centigrade, then the salt formed will be sodium sulfate. Now this is going to form NaHSO4, sodium hydrogen sulfate, and HCl. So you have got hydrochloric acid using less volatile sulfuric acid concentrated, okay? And if we heat this reaction above, that means greater than 200 degrees centigrade, then in that case you will get sodium sulfate, which is going to get deposited on the inner walls of the test tube and is going to spoil the test tube. Plus it is going to absorb more heat. So we avoid this. So this is one of the major conditions that you have to remember. Then next, here it says when bromine gas is passed over ethene. Now ethene is 2 carbon. Eth means 2 carbon, ene means double bond. So you have CH2 double bond CH2, right? Ethene. Now when this is treated with bromine, so there is addition reaction. This bromine, the one pi bond breaks, one bromine comes on the first carbon, second comes on the second carbon, and you get bromide H2C single bond, right? And you get CH2Br. Okay, I'm just clearing this, right? So this is the product. So if we write, the equation will be C2H4 plus bromine will give C2H4Br2. Is this clear? Right? Addition reaction. Now next we move on to the third part. Third part says Abhishek was given salt X, right, which was white in color. On heating strongly, the salt X is here inside, and on heating strongly it produces yellow residue, okay, and a colorless gas, also a reddish brown gas. Now reddish brown gas, either it can be bromine or it can be nitrogen dioxide, okay. So most of the cases it is reddish brown gas, nitrogen dioxide. Now this one, second, there is a colorless gas, we'll discuss, right? Then the solution of salt X, when tested with excess of sodium hydroxide, it gives chalky white insoluble precipitate. Now chalky white insoluble Now when it is chalky white, then it is what? It is of lead hydroxide. Okay, so the chalky white precipitate is of lead hydroxide, right? When ammonium hydroxide is added. Okay, so this is formed. Now this shows there is lead ion here. That means salt contains lead ion, and most probably because yellow residue is of lead oxide, that means the salt is lead nitrate. Okay, so name the colored gas evolved. So the colored gas is nitrogen dioxide. Which cation is present? The cation present is lead 2 plus. Okay, identify the salt. So the salt is lead nitrate. Okay, PbNO3 whole twice. Is this clear? Right? The basic difference is it said yellow residue. Now yellow residue is of a nitrate containing lead. If it would have changed to white, that means it would have been zinc. Okay, so this is clear. Next we move on to the fourth round. Fourth round says when a mixture of ethanol is C2H5OH, common name ethyl alcohol, right? Acetic acid is CH3COOH, and concentrated sulfuric acid is there. This is heated. So what happens? Concentrated sulfuric acid acts as dehydrating agent. It removes water. So from acid H ions and from alcohol OH ions, they form what? Water. And the product is CH3COO. Here in place of H you get this group, right? So it is C2H5. Name of the compound is, yes, ethyl. This is ethyl, right? This is acid part, ethanoate. It is also known as ethyl acetate. So what is formed? Ethyl acetate, right? This has got fruity smell. So name the reaction. Since it is the ester which is formed, so the reaction is esterification. What is the role of sulfuric acid? It is removing water. So it is acting as dehydrating agent, right? Okay, then what is the observation? So here you will find the observation is the ester formed has got fruity smell. Is this clear? So this is the answer for question number 4, right? Thank you. Do like and subscribe my channel, and do mention which topics you want me to take up. Okay, thank you. Happy learning.